Congressman, thank you for being here. These images that have been coming in throughout the hour of what Ukrainians say is the bombing of a maternity hospital in Mariupol, just utter devastation. Looking at this, what do you say?
Can we stop talking about Ukraine as not being a member of NATO? Can we stop prefacing everything we say about our reaction to this as they're not a member of NATO? Don't these images speak the same voices that spoke in Europe during the Second World War when fascists and autocrats leveled a continent and the innocents were lost? We can't quibble about this anymore. Putin has declared war on NATO regardless, and has certainly declared war on decency and democratic ideals.
Well, Congressman, then where are you on a no-fly zone?
Look, I think we come off as quibbling when we're worried about where the jets take off to stop this. The evacuation routes are blocked. Maternity hospitals are flattened. Babies are dead under the rubble. At some point in time, what did former NATO commander Relov say the other day? What line does Russia have to cross? Clearly, this goes beyond all those reasons. The Ukrainian fight and the Ukrainian spirit are the very reasons embodied in why we formed NATO in the first place. We have to protect them. We have to protect the skies. I know what that means, and we don't do things like this rashly. But if we're balancing things, what needs to be on the other side of the scale for us to act? And if it's only NATO concerned about its own self-preservation, hell, a week ago, we had a nuclear power plant that President Zelensky talked about, very close to have been a catastrophe that leveled, most of Eastern Europe, if not Central Europe. So, look, open the skies, give them the planes. These issues trump anything else we're concerned about. Congressman,
you're angry. I can sense that in a way that I haven't really heard you before.
I can't stomach quibbling and drawing lines when Putin has already said that the sanctions are our war. Right? We're delivering lethal aid. Do we honestly think Putin's going to draw a distinction between the javelins and stingers that are coming across, killing Russians very effectively from jets protecting the skies above?
That has actually been one of my questions today. What is the difference between these things?
Look, we can draw these distinctions. We can quibble over whether it really matters if someone takes off from Poland or Germany. But at some point in time, we got to ask ourselves, who are we as a country? Why did we form NATO? And are we going to allow this to happen? If anyone imagines that this is going to get better anytime soon, this is going to be protracted hell on earth. Images we saw as kids watching the Blitzkrieg in black and white. Well, these are real. They're happening now. And hell, we can do something about it.
The response, I know you know it, is if the United States gets more involved, it establishes a no-fly zone, let's just use as an example. It puts the United States in direct conflict with Russia. It puts us directly on a path to World War III. And you're saying now that risk is worth it.
Well, everyone is saying, including the President of the United States, that we would do that defending every inch of NATO, right? So we're already on the record saying that we would take that risk for NATO. My argument is, if you take that risk for NATO, why wouldn't you take that risk for the souls of those we've already lost and those at extraordinary risk? You know, if the evacuation routes are blocked, more innocent people are going to die. So all I'm saying is, if NATO territory is so precious, I would argue that Ukrainian territory is more important because they're on the front lines. They've been battling Putin for over 8 years, and right now, Ukrainians are dying, not other people in NATO.
Congressman, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.